So here's the current temperature in my area, Central Florida. And here's some of the temperatures. Just walking around. Ground temperature. When you come into the area under the shade cloth, this is 40% for here in Central Florida. The temperatures changed dramatically. Alright, so let's go over the construction of this. We're using 3/4 inch EMT, and I just bought these adapters. This is just 40% shade cloth here. And over here, I was using this for work. We would work underneath this one on the right. Right now there's no work going on, so I borrowed it for the garden. You can get these adapters that fit the EMT perfectly, and this is 3/4 inch EMT. You can have a downspout there, or you have some that are just flat. I ran out of pipe, so I just ended up putting this one on top of that one. As you can see the clips here. For me, the clips is best to be used on the ends. If there's too much wind, you know, it'll just pull loose. But there on the seams I used zip ties. Now, one thing unfortunate about this is I got started a little bit late. It already hit in the 90s before I put the shade cloth up, and you can see some of this spring lettuce over here bolted, but it's nothing like what has happened on the ends. And had the shade cloth been up already, I doubt any of this would bolt it at all. But we do have a lot of greens going on, and one other problem we encountered. I've got new spinach growing right there, and some other things growing over here on the right. But we had a problem with the water system. See that over there? The original one, it would just throw the water wherever it wanted to, and the one we replaced it there, you can adjust the head so that it sprays exactly where you want. But after putting in the new water system, you can see this the seedlings are recovering nicely despite being pretty hot outside. We've got dandelion over there, some old Thai basil. Some of the seeds are dropping, so there's going to be some new Thai basil popped up. There's a lot of mint here. Somewhere in here, there's some cilantro, some beans. I believe beans growing up over there. Some more dandelion. And then the arugula down there bolted before we got a chance to put the shade cloth up. And where the water system started running and getting everything wet, these seedlings are recovering very nicely. So over here, none of this really gets shade cloth except for in the mornings. But you can see where it's been exposed to a lot of the sun, it's yellowing out and has severely bolted. This is one of the attachments that doesn't have a spout down, and you can just continue it. But there in the middle, you can have a supporting pipe, and that helps carry some of the weight, because when it rains, the shade cloth, it attaches to some of the water and it gets pretty heavy and starts drooping. Again, this is we ran out of pipe, so we're just letting it sit on top of here and zip tied it. But if I had enough pipe, I have plenty of the corner pieces, we would just go ahead and run our downspouts. But you can cut the MT to whatever height that you want. You could go as high as 10 foot, and the runs in between could be 10 feet. I've got 20 feet here. But you don't have to use pipe. You could use some nice straight pipe like this, or you could go all wood, and you know, you'd want to concrete it in, and then on the ends tie it down. This is just some bent pipe, So here's some other bent pipe. So you don't have
One
to
thing
do
to
it
note
like
about the
this.
shade cloth, it comes in a lot of different qualities. Side by side, if you see this one, it has borders. They end up being very strong. You could, if this entire shade cloth was made like this, it's not. They just have the borders. But if it was made like this, you could use this as a chair or a hammock and actually put your weight on it. And then you have this cheap stuff right here. As long as it doesn't get stressed by being pulled on too much, this will last for years and years, especially if your summers are short. I believe I've had this one in use for about 5 years now, and it doesn't show any signs of degrading. So I really like using the shade cloth. We love having fresh vegetables year round. Well, thanks for watching the video. I'm going to leave some links down below. Some to other news and some to some other studies that's been published. If you'd like to get some more information, check those out. And if you have any questions, I'll definitely help to answer any that I can. This project, it cost a little bit of money to do, but in the long run, it's really worth it to be able to produce food year round. This is a sprinkler that we're using with adjustable heads. We got all kinds of mint and dandelion, arugula. Unfortunately, like I said, this a lot of this lettuce started bolting before we had the chance to get the shade cloth up. It was quite hot, over 90 degrees. So, but you see some that didn't get started bolting. It's fine just now. These are old Thai basil plants from last year, and they're coming back up. Here's some new growth despite it being as hot as it is. Some spinaches, different types of spinach. See how nice and green they are. So shade cloth really helps out. Thanks for watching. Any questions, leave them down below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. See you.